8 Broscience myths that I'm calling BS on. Some of your most swear-by health, wellness, and exercise information out there could all be hearsay. That's why today we're discussing and debunking some of the most popular bro science myths out there. And I'm curious to know what you believe. Let me know if you agree or call BS on some of these beliefs. Ready? It's best to abstain from sex before an athletic competition. You've heard it with boxers, football players, you name it. People that won't do the deed before a big match because the belief is that it could negatively affect one's athletic performance. But according to experts, the whole no sex before sports is much more rooted in unfounded fear than actual science.
Yes, science!
Additionally, a study out of California State University, San Marcos, where healthy men on average aged around 25, they were studied to see whether or not sex affects the amount of muscle force men can exert with their legs on the following day. They took a look at leg strength and endurance twice, once on a day where they had sex and once on a day where they did not engage in extracurricular activities. The study revealed that there was no impact on the maximum leg torque achieved. Self-reported levels of physical and mental fatigue also didn't differ or make the participants feel any weaker either. Granted, this was a small study with limiting factors, but sex was determined to not make at least these men weaker. What are your thoughts on this? I'm curious. Do you think the myth is true or do you call BS?
We called it a bullshit.
Let me know in the comments. Number 2, tons and tons of crunches are needed for a six-pack. Sorry broskies, this one is false. Despite the overwhelming fitness market that is trying to sell you all types of beer gut busting contraptions and ab routines, I hate to break it to you, but you just can't get around the fact that diet and nutrition are the secret sauce to a flat stomach and possible washboard abs. If you want to get noticeable abs, you will have to shed the top layer of fat that covers the muscles in the midsection. And unfortunately, you can't really target specific fat sections like saying, oh, I only want to burn fat in my stomach area. I wish that's how it worked, but it is. The best way to naturally achieve your washboard abs and goals is to instead lose excess fat from your entire body through diet and exercise. This doesn't mean you can't do sit-ups or crunches to strengthen your abs, but in order to specifically get that superhero type six-pack, it is absolutely necessary to burn fat. Plus, some other food for thought. Your abs are somewhat of a small, isolated muscle group, and when you target only them, you're not really getting that optimal fat burn type effect on your metabolic system. If you really want to get shredded quicker, in addition to limiting your diet a bit, try doing bouts of HIIT workouts or high intensity training or circuit training that targets multiple muscle groups at the same time. Number 3, cardio is the only way to slim down. Sorry to report this, bros, but this is totally BS. If you want to lean out and get more sculpted in the process, the best way to do this is by combining strength training and cardio. Cardio is great because it burns more calories and it's good for your heart, your nervous system, improved brain plasticity, and you don't not want to do cardio. But on a very basic level, strength training increases your metabolic burn rate, meaning you will actually be burning more calories longer after your workout stops. Myth number 4, you need to drink protein shakes to build muscle. This is a no, bro. If you get enough protein in your everyday diet,
I love protein.
I know you love protein. I love protein too.
there is no real need to drink a supplement shake. But let's rewind a sec to the part where I just said supplement. That's the key to understanding here. Protein shakes are in fact a supplement. That means they should be used or consumed to fill in your nutrition gaps. What does that mean exactly? Well, first you need to determine how much protein you should be getting on a daily basis. That really depends on your size and fitness goals. If you multiply your weight, say 140 pounds, by 0.36, that translates into 53 grams of protein a day. If you're trying to build muscle or increase muscle mass and you're actively working out, you could eat a range of 0.5 to 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. Number 5, erectile dysfunction only affects older men. Sorry, I'm calling BS on the ED only targeting older men thing. According to the National Institute of Health, about 30 million in the United States are affected by erectile dysfunction. That's about 1 in every 5 men. What causes ED? It can really be caused by a number of things, but most notably, issues like cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, diabetes, drug use, and performance anxiety, just to name a few. Also, I hate to be a buzzkill here.
That's
who I am. You guys create fun and I destroy it.
But surprisingly, alcohol isn't great for erectile health either. In a 2007 study, researchers found that men with alcohol dependence syndrome had a high rate of sexual dysfunction. Bro myth number 6, eating at night makes you fat. Generally speaking, this is false. Despite what you've heard, it's not about when you eat, it's about what you eat. And let's be real with ourselves for a second. Sometimes at night when folks are tired or say they had a little alcohol or substances, what they reach for in the fridge isn't the most healthy. Experts say it's more of a behavioral correlation. So people who tend to do late night snacking, according to studies, they tend to opt for calorie dense or sugar filled snacks, or heck, even a whole pizza, that are no doubt tasty and convenient, but are often putting them over their targeted caloric intake for the day. It's this type of binge behavior that leads to weight gain, not necessarily the fact that you're munching at midnight. And according to the Center for Disease Control, in the most simplest terms, calories in versus calories out, no matter the time of day. And of course, the type of calories that you consume is important as well. A late night protein shake with about 120 calories and 30 grams of protein is going to hit much differently than a slice of pizza that has around 285 calories and maybe 12 grams of protein. Health myth number 7, snoring is just what guys do, right bro? Wrong bro. No matter who you are, every now and again, you might find yourself sawing logs from, say, a clogged nostril, allergies, changes in the weather, infection, weird sleeping positions. You name it. If you find that your snoring becomes persistent, you may just want to get it checked out. Prolonged snoring can be problematic far beyond your partner's ears. In fact, it may be a sign of a more dangerous sleep disorder like sleep apnea. Sleep apnea is a potentially serious sleep disorder in which breathing repeatedly stops and starts. If you snore loudly and feel tired even after a full night's sleep, you might have sleep apnea. Usually risk factors include being overweight or older age. Sometimes the use of alcohol or other depressants can also contribute to this sleep disorder as well. But sleep apnea can up one's risk for developing high blood pressure and heart disease. So if you or someone you know find themselves snoring much louder than usual, it may be wise to seek out your trusted healthcare provider to get to the root of this. Myth number 8, men can't suffer from breast cancer. This bro myth is flat out false. Although definitely more rare in men, I'm sorry to report anyone with breast tissue, which is all of us, can potentially suffer from this disease. That's why it's important to be aware of your health, or more specifically, changes in your health. If one sees warning signs such as a lump in your armpit or chest area, or a sudden fluctuation in breast size, or any abnormal rashes in or around your nipple area, make sure you talk to your healthcare provider immediately, especially if you have increased risk factors such as exposure to estrogen, like hormone therapies, or liver disease, obesity, being over the age of 55. These factors could put you at a higher risk, especially if you have a family history of cancer. Mutations in one of several genes, especially a gene called the BRCA2 gene, put you at a higher risk of developing breast, prostate, and ovarian cancers. If you have a family history of cancer, discuss this with your doctor. They may recommend that you meet with a genetic counselor in order to discuss genetic testing to see if you carry genes that increase your risk for cancer.
DNA and me, are you in? Hell f***ing yes, I'm in.
That's been a quick breakdown with me, Dr. Wagner. Do you have other bro science questions that you want me to break down further and explain? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please make sure you subscribe and turn your bell notifications on. When you do that and you hit that like button, you let YouTube know that you'd like to see more videos like this one. And if you guys like this video, definitely check out this playlist right here. Thank you so much for watching and stay healthy, my friends.